Hello everybody, this is Blightwind bringing you one of the games within the defense. I do believe this is the quarterfinals. It's Navi up against Potm Bottom. So we're just waiting for the last couple people to load in. Give me a quick chance, and audio is recording. And open the game back up. So we're just waiting for Puppy and Hooga Looga Booga, apparently. So bunch of observers just loading in. And there's, well, I'll just center this camera on Potm Bottom's incredible logo there. And there's Puppy, and that'll be everybody. Just waiting for him to actually and holy shit, apparently at the time of live, but before the game even started, it was 300 spectators and no broadcaster. So their new ban and pick screen, I'm actually a huge fan of it. It's a lot cleaner, just I don't know, it seems a bit more professional, I suppose. So Navi starting off the banning phase as the Radiant team here. Radiant is always top, Dire is bottom. And we've got some awesome advertisements on the sides for the international, along with, you know, the defense tournament up top there. And they're going to ban out an Invoker. They seem to think that even though Dendi does play an incredible Invoker, he has been getting a little shut down lately on it. And just they don't have, they don't feel it's worth allowing that kind of plethora, like a utility through, you know, allowing that much team fight, that much push. He just Invoker has too much. Then we're gonna see a Darkseer banned out right away. Darkseer got a huge amount of team fight himself with Vacuum, Wall of Illusion, or Wall of Replica, sorry. And then on top of being able to use Vacuum to set up other things, vacuums into dark hole or black holes. Wow, blah blah blah. Ravages, Echo Slams. If you get a disruptor, you can use it to suck everybody into a kinetic field. Then we're gonna see a Sand King banned out. So we're seeing some early team fight banned out here. They don't want to allow Potm Bottom to have the epicenter blink, and we'll most likely see. Maybe we'll see a couple junglers. We might see Nature's Prophet slide through. We might see Templar Assassin slide through. We might see Naga Siren slide through. Those have been pretty popular bans lately. We'll have to see.
5 seconds remaining.
And okay, no, it's going to be a Naga Siren. So that is one that's going to stay banned. Normally, again, primarily for the team fight, that ultimate allows you to just set up positioning so well. And then, I mean, the net goes through Magic Immunity is a huge disable. 5 seconds, I do believe, at the last highest ranks. And then Riptide, just huge nuke. Like, it's a sizable nuke. Armor reduction. The Mirror Illusions allows you to disjoint a couple things. Remove a few different items.
Dire team ban.
And then we're going to see a Lycan banned out. Lycan, very good jungler. Although, to be fair, he's someone over at Dota Academy has a statistics of, you know, how often does a hero gets picked versus banned, like banned versus not picked up, how many times out of those times it makes through. How many games out of those it has picked. And I think it was for the Premier League, maybe. Lycan was banned for most of the games. It was like 80% or something crazy like that. And only won 2 out of the games that he wasn't actually picked up. So the teams definitely have systems in place to deal with Lycan, but still scared of him. So they're going to allow him to... they're just going to ban him up, not deal with him. It is possible to shut him down early on, but then we're going to see a Nature's Prophet picked up,
Dire team
or banned out, sorry, as the last one. Just a good pusher, good jungler, good ganker. He's got global presence. So it's that global presence, him and Tinker are greatly feared because of that global presence. The big difference with Nature's Prophet is he has it at that capability at the beginning of the game, whereas Tinker has to farm up the boots of travel. Then we're going to see a Venomancer picked up by Na'Vi. Venomancer is level 1 Venomous Gale, huge slow, just enormous slow. Allows you to set up a ton of stuff. And then the Plague Ward's good for pushing, good for anti-pushing. Poison Nova is a very good AoE ability, team fight ability, and then the Poison Sting can lend for some good harass. So we're gonna have to see what 2 picks Potm Bottom goes with in response to this Venomancer. Venomancer is a bit of a weird first pick, especially with stuff like Templar Assassin still on the board. What else have we got? I mean, Morphling's still on the board. You wouldn't probably want to go a super hard carry like that right away, just because it would show your hand. And then they could pick up something that is counterable by that. But we see Rubik Broodmother picked up right away. Rubik is just... you can never really go wrong with Rubik. Because Fade Bolt is great, Telekinesis is great. He has magic resistance as an aura, and then he's able to steal huge teamfight abilities, ganking abilities, really anything you want from the enemy team. Any useful ability they have. Like, okay, Ravage. So Ravage is potentially stolen. Laser is potentially stolen. Rockets are potentially stolen. And then a Broodmother's picked up. A Broodmother is just a great lane bully. She's an annoying hero to be against. She's going to push lanes like no tomorrow if you leave her alone. And then come the mid game with some proper items, she can carry somewhat. So, but they're going to pick up Tidehunter for the Ravage. And, I mean, he's not immediately countered by Rubik as long as you're fast on the Ravage Anchor Smash. As long as you can fire off that Anchor Smash right away, then Rubik is fine. Like, you don't have to worry about Rubik, because then he'll just steal an Anchor Smash, and I mean, what's he gonna do with that? A little bit of a nuke and a small AoE around him. And then they're gonna pick up a Tinker, so they have the global presence now. And then Potm Bottom's going to respond with an Enigma. Very good team, even more team fight. He's got the Black Hole. He's able to push down towers with the Eidolons. And then Malefice is a decent nuke. Midnight Pulse is kind of garbage. It's alright if you can get it down before a Black Hole, but that's about it. And that'll almost never happen. Then a Morphling's gonna be banned out. Just get rid of that super popular hard carry. Eliminate the ability for that shotgun Morphling that could blow up some of these squishier people. The Tinker has to actually be in particularly scared of that, because it is one of the few combos that will destroy him before he's able to Boots of Travel out. And then we're going to see a Lone Druid banned out. Lone Druid is a good long lane solo. They could be going for some kind of tri-lane on Na'Vi. They could still pick up a jungler. Chen and Enchantress are both still on the table. We might see them banned out. Puppies, both his Chen and his Enchantress, do have a huge amount of reputation, and then they have some very talented Lone Druid players on their team that would allow them to, so they just are eliminating that. I'm rambling a bit while trying to fill up time while they pick their last ban. So they could go for a bit of a side carry, like another side carry. They could look to do another support. They have, most likely we'll see the Rubik solo mid, and then the Broodmother long lane solo. That's kind of the usual, and then Enigma will be in the jungle. So they could use a support and then a farming hero. So, Okay, they're going to go with a Queen of Pain. I don't know if that would have been
Dire
my
team banned.
first guess, but I suppose you could put the Rubik solo or as a support and then the Queen of Pain as a solo. So it's not a horrible pick. I mean, she does have some good AoE ability. And then we're just going to have to see what ban 5 for Potm Bottom is. Again, they could do a farming tide. So they do need a solo mid, and then they could go like a Tide Hunter tri-lane if they really wanted to. It's a Tide Veno, and then maybe like a Shadow Demon tri-lane wouldn't be awful. So, okay, they're gonna go with the Chen. They're just gonna go ahead and say, Puppy, we're not gonna allow you your trademark hero. And that is all. Like, even though Chen is a very powerful hero on his own right, that is 100% a respect ban towards Puppy. So, we are going to have to see what the fourth pick out of Na'Vi is. And like I said, they could use maybe a Shadow Demon would fit in. A Leshrac. Leshrac's still on the table. Chaos Knight is still on the table.
Remaining.
They could go something crazy like a Lina.
Reserve time.
Lina, like honestly, Lina wouldn't be all that bad. If Tinker went Laser Rocket, that would give them a lot of burst. And then they could just start annihilating like the Rubik, the Enigma before they get their abilities off. And getting into 30 seconds of time, the reserve time here. Taking some time on these last couple picks. They definitely... Okay, they're going to go with a Windrunner. That's going to be... Although, actually, it might be Dendi. Dendi has been known to do Windrunner mid. Although he probably is doing the Tinker. Havost might take that over. We'll have to see what the fifth pick is. Light of Heaven has been known to do a Windrunner long lane. And we'll probably see AA on the Venomancer.
10 seconds remaining.
We will have to see what Potm Bottom responds with. Like I said, Leshrac still on the table. He's been a very popular push hero lately. That could pair very well with the Broodmother, the Spider Army, and the Eidolons from Enigma. They're going to go with Shadow Shaman. The Shadow Shaman you don't often see, but he does fit into this pushing strategy that they've got kind of going here. You've got the wards, you've got the spiders, you've got the Eidolons. So I think an Earthshaker wouldn't be a bad choice on Na'Vi. Give them some anti-push, fit in with the Plague Wards on Venomancer and Windrunner. They could...
10 seconds remaining.
Then they could do a farming Windrunner with a Veno, and they're going to pick up the Enchantress. Enchantress, not very good. Got some great early game aggression. She can push towers very well. She can be super, super aggressive in the early game with that enchant slow, with the up to 3 creeps right away. So, Puppy, great on Enchantress as well. So I imagine we will see Windrunner in the solo long lane, Tinker mid, and then we'll have a farming tide with Venomancer, and then Enchantress possibly doing like a jungle tri-lane, like an aggressive jungle to allow them to do a jungle tri-lane. And getting down towards the last 10 seconds for Potm Bottom, so they're going to have to go ahead and scoop up their last hero pretty quick here.
5 seconds
And they are
remaining.
letting this go down to the absolute wire. They're going to go with a Bounty Hunter. Interesting. You don't see Bounty Hunter often. And I imagine we'll probably have him more of like a side carry, and they'll look to do kind of a mid-game win with on the back of this Broodmother and the Bounty Hunter. I mean, Bounty Hunter can be very powerful. You get some good damage on him. Janata can hit really, really hard. Track does lower armor. And then the Shurikens does a mini stun, does some decent damage. And you can have him scout out with the Windwalk. So we're just waiting for whoever's going to be playing the Broodmother to pick that up. And taking their time here. Apparently, maybe they had to
10
AFK
seconds
real
remaining.
quick. I mean, it'll get randomed and
5 seconds.
there you go.
remaining.
And then we see Fogged or Potm Bottom pause the game right away. But we've got Sneaking on the Bounty Hunter, Tides of Time on the Enigma, Hooga Luga Booga, way too sexy on the Shadow Shaman, Fogged on the Rubik, and Aoi 2000 on this Broodmother. And then for the Na'Vi squad, we've got Havost on that Windrunner, Dendi on the Tinker, AA on the Venomancer, and Puppy playing that Enchantress, and Light of Heaven on the Tidehunter, who is wearing that awesome, like, alligator helmet thing. And there's Enchantress. The Puppy on that Enchantress. Connecting again. So I imagine we will see Havost doing kind of a carry. Kind of a carry Windrunner going for some like semi-carry items. MKB, Crystallis going bit more of a damage Windrunner, and then leaving the mech for Veno and the pipe for Tide, or even mech for Enchantress. And here we go, unpausing. Now the real question is, are we going to see a support Rubik or a support Shadow Shaman? Both of them can be supports and solo mids. Looks like all of Potm Bottom is going to wander into the top lane here, or into their jungle, and then same thing from Na'Vi. They're going to come in here, make sure that their ward camp doesn't get, or their pull camp doesn't get warded. Wow, just woke up from a nap. Apparently my brain is not working yet. We're going to see Bounty Hunter use Windwalk just to scout ahead. The likelihood that they'll lay down a sentry randomly is pretty low, so that's pretty safe play from him. And all of Na'Vi is actually sitting here waiting, hoping to catch whoever's going to be in the bottom lane. Get themselves an early first blood.
30 seconds to battle.
Look, we're going to see some wards exchange hands. And this web clearing the trees out so that they get some vision. They might throw down a lane ward here.
The battle begins.
We will have to see what this Shadow Shaman does. He is sitting on... Yeah, so he's going to throw down a lane ward, give the Broodmother some vision of what's coming up over here. Tidehunter manages... Or Light of Heaven on Tide manages to find himself a haste rune. So we've got Rubik solo mid here. We've got Enigma in the jungle. Shadow Shaman is found by the Enchantress, gets an enchant tossed on him, and then just a couple right clicks. And it looks like we're going to see Tide in the solo lane, Windrunner being supported by this Veno, and then an aggressive Enchantress up top here, up against this Brood, and then Bounty Hunter soloing against this Tide, with Shadow Shaman trying to support, but he's taking a bit of harass here. Rubik, and then Rubik up against this Tinker. And looks like they did an early pull here in order to help get this wave into their tower, give Brood a nice, safe place to farm.
Dire's top
And they're just going to
tower
go
is under attack.
for the Shadow Shaman right away. Centaur stun does land. You've got a Venomous Gale on the Shadow Shaman, and he is going to go down. Brood manages to deny him. Very well played. And then we're going to see a Malice Malefice underneath tower on the Veno. Broodmother taking a lot of damage from Havost here. He's going to pop Windrun in order to dodge tower shots. They had laid down a sentry. He's going to pop a salve and be perfectly fine. Veno teleports back up top here. Deny on the Centaur, making sure that the spiders don't finish that off. The spider army already coming up, but Power Shot is going to be fairly good at dealing with them. You just start doing power shots where you think the spider army... Oh! Hovo is taking lots of spider damage from these spiders. Has to pop Windrun and back up. Pop his salve. Bounty Hunter is being pushed to his tower, but he's decent at farming under tower because of Janata. Allows him those crits. He can do huge damage to the creeps. Enchantress is going to find a regen rune. Venomancer is going to take a ton of damage. He's going to take a spawn spiderling nuke. Spiders are going to chase him down, but they actually might get this. He's going to pop a Venomous Gale on them, and no, he'll be fine. But he's AA getting harassed like crazy in this top lane. And already a Soul Ring on the Broodmother, so she's going to be able to just sit in her webs, use the Soul Ring, fire off a spawn spiderling. Shadow Shaman going one in Ether Shock and then one in Shackle. Bit of an interesting choice. Normally you would see them pick up Hex, just because then you can get right clicks in while they're disabled as well. Spider army growing by more and more. So we see Enigma coming forward. Just Eidolon's doing a bit of harass here. Sentry is placed down so that they can deal with these spiders. Puppy just taking so much damage. And he should, honestly, at this point, he might as well just go to the Radiant Jungle because he is not going to be getting very much up top here. Enigma's got this jungle on lockdown. He, in fact, is body blocked this camp so that Enchantress couldn't come over here, steal an easy creep. And, oof, lots of damage. Tinker's got himself a wand, or Rubik, sorry, he's got himself a wand coming out. He's already got his bottle. Tinker does manage to bottle something up. But he is coming up top. Tinker is taking a Malefice. Laser onto Enigma. And a quick Hex. We're going to see a Shackle Shot on the Shadow Shaman. He's going to go down. Windrunner's going to get the last hit on that.
The messenger.
But we're going to see a Spawn Spiderling onto Windrunner. Probably going to go down. Soul Ring is up in 10. Although he might be able to juke this one out. He's got... Yeah, there we go. Windrun is going to be popped. But the spiders... Oh, the spiders have him locked out. Rubik's going to finish that off with a Fade Bolt.
Next.
And even if that didn't work, Soul Ring, Spawn Spiderlings would have been up in just a minute there. So we're 2 for 2 already. How's last hitting looking down here? 24 and 4 up against... so bottom lane is perfectly even. 24 and 4 for both Bounty Hunter and the Tide Hunter. Venomous Gale looks like it missed. And that's going to be a dead Veno to a Spawn Spiderlings nuke. Just managed to come up top to catch that. 14 and 2 on the Broodmother, and then 19 and 5 on the Windrunner. But it's also 1 kill, 2 assists on the Broodmother. And 1 kill, 1 death on Windrunner. Rubik is going to bottle himself up this double damage rune. And he's got himself March. Ooh, that is dangerous. Normally one of the big strengths of an early push comp featuring Tinker is that you can lay March at the tower and then the enemy team can't really come in to defend it, because if they stand in the March, they're going to take so much damage. Rubik is able to immediately counter that and use March for the same reason. Use March for a counter pushing.
bottom tower is
You
under
lay
attack.
it down when they're looking to push and they can't really stand under the tower either. We are going to see an early push on this bottom tower. They are swapping the Tide Hunter. Tide can deal with the Spider Army a bit better with some Anchor Smash spam. Not only does it do a good nuke, but it'll also reduce the damage of all of the spiders.
Dire's bottom tower is under
This is
attack.
gonna definitely be a tower going down. Navi picks that up.
Dire's
Enchantress
bottom
finishes the tower
has
off.
fallen.
But we're
Dire's
gonna.
bottom
It looks like
tower
we're gonna
is
see
under attack.
a push up top here. We've got level 3 Eidolons and the Spider Army. Enigma, or Shadow Shaman, sorry. It's only level 4. Bounty Hunter is going to get a kill on
Radiant's top tower is
Dendi
under
mid.
attack.
I'm sorry, I missed that wander over there. Looks like it was a telekinesis. We're gonna see Ravage popped in order to finish off the Enigma. Power Shot's gonna come through, do some good damage, and that's going to crush down this push. They're gonna pull the wave past. This tower might go within deny range. No, it looks like it'll be fine. Oh, Shuriken unfortunately was used on Enchantress instead of Enigma, but he still ends up finishing off the Veno track on the Enchantress. Shackle Shot on 2. We're going to see a Hex on the Tide Hunter. He's going to go down.
To the bottom I go.
TP up top by Venomancer. They're going to look to hopefully get this deny. Nope, Enigma finishes that one off with the
Radiant's top
Eidolons.
tower has fallen.
Power Shot coming through, looking to finish off some spiders and some Eidolons. Dendi's looking to do some ancient stacking, some March shenanigans. Early arcane boots on the Rubik. So he's got those finished up. We'll have to see if he goes for like a fast bloodstone or if he's going to go for like a mech. Mech is probably going to be picked up by the Enigma. He's already got his soul ring finished. And Puppy has just said, to hell with this. I'm just going to go to our own jungle. Get myself some creeps, get myself some levels. He's only level 4 at the moment.
Dire's
We are going to see March come forward, push this wave forward, give him room, getting ready for the rune spawn. And the huge spider army going into the jungle, taking this easy camp. We're going to see 5 from Na'Vi come middle. Rubik manages to get himself a gush.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Fade Bolt wave pulled past. And the Veno Wards doing a bit of damage, but not really able to tank this up. Tide Hunters use an Anchor Smash to finish off some Eidolons here. And the March is coming forward. We see a track, and then a Janata into a Gush to finish off the Rubik. Rubik is going to get enchanted, it looks like, or was that on? I don't know who the enchant was on. Bounty Hunter finds himself an illusion. And Wind Run picked up by the Rubik. He's just doing a great job of constantly having a spell that's picked up. Whenever he uses it, he'll just pick up something new. That way he's always got that 5th ability available to him. A couple Bounty Hunter illusions just going to come down, do a bit of damage to the wave here. And unfortunately, that push didn't really result in anything. We've got a 7-3 score in favor of Potm Bottom here. We've got a little over 2,000 gold.
Come get healed.
We're going to see a bit of right clicks coming forward. Power Shot picked up by the Rubik here. We've got a 4,000 experience advantage as well. Enigma does have his black hole. Broodmother is 9, has not picked up Insatiable Hunger. My mouth wasn't working for a second there. Shadow Shaman almost level 6. See him come forward. And there you go. He is 6. Wards are picked up, and they might look to do a hard push in this middle lane. Enigma's just kind of coasting around, in the jungle here. His options are a little limited because the spider army's constantly coming into the jungle to get Brood even more farm. Shackle attempted on the Rubik. And apparently March came through. That was weird. Only the 2 creeps from March. Does Tinker have his Boots of Travel yet? No, he has a Soul Ring, and he's about 650 gold away from the Boots of Travel. So, we should expect those pretty soon here. Bounty Hunter's going to find himself a haste. Tide's doing what he can to kill off the Spider Army. We see a track on Windrunner. There was a shackle on the Shadow Shaman, but not really anything came from it. Fade Bolt bouncing through. Why do they glow when Track's on them? Does he throw a flare on them? Is he just running around like throwing road flares at people? Ravage is back up. Level 9 on the Tidehunter. He's got himself a hood finished. That'll definitely help up against the Black Hole. We're going to see Serpent Horns dropped defensively. Othershot going to come through. And Windrunner just looking to farm those up a little bit.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Enigma trying to get a good Black Hole, but Na'Vi not really going to group together for that. We're going to see Telekinesis onto the Veno. Then a Power Shot. And an Other Shock from the Shadow Shaman. And then Janata Track. And then a Shuriken along with a Hex, or a Shackle, sorry, from the Shadow Shaman. Finish off the Enchantress. And they're going to find Dendi. He's going to get tracked. He's going to get Shuriken tossed and then just eaten by this Bounty Hunter. He's so squishy at the moment. That's going to... He's about 250 gold away from the Boots of Travel now. And Bounty Hunter is going to find himself some low Ancients. Great pickup for him. He's going to activate a Haste Rune. The top tower went down in the meantime. That must have been a while ago. Some power shots being traded. Rubik's got himself a 4-staff finished. He's going to send himself a salve. Bounty Hunter finds himself a DD. Ooh, this is going to be scary. He's going to find himself Enchantress. He's going to throw Track out. Activates that DD rune. And that 492 damage. With a level 4 Janata. So much damage. Like, he has no actual damage picked up. He's got Phase Boots and a Drum. And he was able to do almost a 500 damage crit with Janata. Manages to pick up a Tinker kill as well. Bottom here. Looks like it was just a Malefice into some Janatas and a Shuriken toss. Super aggressive play by Potm Bottom here. They are just taking this game over. Rubik's just going to get a couple right clicks into the tower while he can. And wards are back up. They're going to be dropped on bottom here. So we should expect this tower to go down quite easily. That's a huge amount of Eidolons. Just going to tank this tower up. Yeah, Enigma gets the last hit on that.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Tide and Windrunner. Veno's coming in behind. All at the top lane. Brood's up top here. Looking to finish spiders or creeps off with spawn spiderlings. Was barely short on that one. Bounty Hunter's going to get the last hit on this middle tower. They are going to pop Glyph to try and save this top tower. Sentry is popped. Oh, Ravage and Venomous Gale miss. Well, the Ravage did hit the Rubik. He's going to pop Power Shot. We're going to see a Black Hole on 3. Black Hole. Havost is going to go down. Veno's going to go down. Light of Heaven's going to try and TP out the Power Shot. It's going to come through, and then a quick right click from the Broodmother. And their courier goes down in the midst of that. Oh my. That is super, super rough. So that's 4 down for Na'Vi. 16-3 already. So we're seeing almost an 8,000 gold advantage. And over a 10,000 experience advantage. Veno's not even 6 yet. Or Veno just hit 6. But look at the level spread here. We've got a 13 Bounty Hunter, 12 Rubik, 12 Brood. And then the lowest level on Potm Bottom is 7. Lowest is 2 6s. Both Puppy and Artsart. That's just ridiculous. Enigma already has his BKB finish. We're going to see a 4-staff forward, telekinesis, Fade Bolt, and then a Hex and a Janata, along with 1 right click, it looks like. This is just not Artsart's game. 0-7. Doesn't even have an assist yet. The Tide 1-2. Tinker, Dendi 0-3. 1-2 on Windrunner. Like, nobody's having a good game on Na'Vi. In the meantime, you've got a 4-0 Rubik. You've got a 3-1 Enigma. 3-0 Brood. 1-2 Shadow Shaman. A 5-0 Bounty Hunter. He's already got a Desolator. 18 minutes into the game, Desolator is finished on Bounty Hunter. He is just going to do so much damage, it's not even funny now. Especially against some of these squishier people. Tinker is super squishy still. Veno, Enchantress. Enchantress has only got a Buckler picked up. Fade Bolt's gonna come through. Oh, and he's going to find Enchantress. Oh! That was so much damage.
A blackened basement.
The right click, the track, and then another right click. Just,
Dire's top tower
it's
is under attack.
kind of gross watching that. We're gonna see Veno just TP out. Insatiable Hunger is gonna be popped on the Tide. Or on the Brood. Ravage is popped onto Shackle on the Brood as well. So they force them to use the Ravage defensively. So that's another 140-ish seconds, 150 seconds, where they don't have their team fight, basically. Because that was the majority of their team fight. Whereas they've got the telekinesis. Oh, and Ravage is stolen by Rubik. Oh, this is huge. Telekinesis on the Veno. And he just was made of paper and dreams. We're gonna see a tier 2 go down up top here. Track. Ravage is popped by the Rubik. Black Hole on 2. Enchantress gets hexed. Windrunner and Tide both go down. We're gonna see a Fade Bolt finish off. They call GG. Na'Vi is given up. They just say that it's 22-3. No way can they really make this up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Especially against the push of Brood, Enigma, Shadow Shaman, Rubik. Yeah, they need Fog to stay until the... This way, on Dota TV, it'll actually show as a dire victory. Show Potm Bottom as actually winning. He can just basically AFK though, wait for the lanes to push out. Or there we go, the automatic victory because all of Radiant had quit out. So there you go, super fast game 1. Wasn't expecting that, but they did go for a little bit of a strange setup. Like a farming Windrunner, a Tide. Tide can be a solo long lane. But hey, there you go, Potm Bottom. Definitely one of the dark horses to watch in this tournament and in the scene in general. So I was Blightwind. I hope you enjoyed this. Please, if a like and a favorite, definitely helps new casters like myself. Go ahead and leave a comment on how I can improve myself. Please leave a subscription if you want to see more awesome Dota action, and please visit Gosu Gamers for all of your Dota news. And I'll catch all of you fine folk later on.